Let's be real. Does anyone online even look original anymore? Every feed is starting to feel like deja vu. We have the same fonts, same aesthetics, same hot takes, same filters, whether it's podcast bros yelling into a microphone or Sunday reset girlies, lifestyle girlies giving advice under neutral beige aesthetics. Like, we're seeing copy paste culture in full force now in 2025. And I'm totally not judging. We've all done it because there's safety in sameness and in something that has already worked for someone else. And in a world that runs on algorithm, it makes sense because algorithms reward repetition. Content creation is more accessible than ever. And most of us, we simply just want to grow our YouTube, our Instagram, or TikTok, whatever we're trying to grow. So naturally, we start copying what works and what's proven and what's safe. However, the more people chase trends, the more the internet starts to kind of feel like the same, like this never-ending group project where everyone is turning in the same assignment, just changing it a little bit. And that blending in isn't really a creative issue, it's a visibility one. Because when everyone starts to look the same, the scariest thing happens. Your best work gets ignored. Hey friends, I'm Ana The Marketeer, your friendly neighborhood marketeer baddie. I decode the marketing and branding strategies behind your fave celebs, creators, and campaigns so you can learn to build something that's aligned, magnetic, and most importantly, authentic. And today's video is all about standing out online, not by being louder, flashier, or more extreme, but by being more you. We'll get into why everything is starting to look the same online, how to flip the most common branding mistakes, creators who are getting it right, and 5 steps you can take today to start breaking out of the same content matrix. But first, I know most of you watching my videos are not subscribed to my channel. I see everything. If you've been liking my videos, hit subscribe right now to support the channel, and you can get weekly breakdowns, tips, advice just like this. And if you join my newsletter Marketers Memo, you'll get a free authentic branding checklist that you can use today to help you build your authentic brand. The link is in the description, as well as you can find these videos on Spotify to listen on the go. Link is also in the description. Okay, now let's get into it. Why everything looks the same. We're living in the age of template culture, and it didn't come from anywhere. Like, let's go deeper on why everything is starting to look and feel the same. The first reason is algorithms love consistency until it becomes conformity. Platforms want repeatable behavior. Once a format hits, it gets amplified, but the same system punishes deviation, which makes creators scared to try new things. 2, productivity meets creativity. Tools like CapCut, Canva, and ChatGPT were designed to help creators, but in doing so, they've also funneled everyone into very similar patterns, looks, and templates. And that convenience starts to become conformity where everyone is starting to kind of look the same. 3, virality is addictive. Once you have a video do numbers, it's hard not to replicate the formula. Creators start optimizing for engagement instead of originality, but that kind of brand only goes so far. 4, fear of irrelevance. With such a fast-moving digital landscape, standing still feels like falling behind. So we jump on trends, even if they're not for us, and even if they leave us feeling creatively drained. And the worst part is the audience can tell, like, people are not dumb. What starts as strategic quickly becomes inauthentic. So let me just give you a few visual examples of like how this shows up. So the first one that comes to mind is like the beige internet era is what I'm gonna call it. That's when like minimalism was high, neutral tones, sterile spaces, curated blandness. Like, that was such a moment in the internet where everything was just beige, black, and white. The other thing that is super common is podcast clips yelling at you, like Andrew Tate, red pill podcast bros vibes, fresh and fit. Like, it's just the same vibes, same mic, same setup a lot of the time, same hot takes, but with like different faces. Another common one is CapCut sound trends. Everyone using the same edits, beats, transitions. We've seen it all so many times.
And with that, the 2023 season comes to an end. Good night.
Put it out.
Even like the same type of like template for how captions show up on TikTok. Like, it's such a template. Oh my gosh. such a template now what that looks like. And another thing that is like super common is wellness carousels that really say nothing. Like they actually don't say anything. It's like these aesthetic quotes that probably written by AI, or they just like sourced from, the internet, other people's words that they just like put on like a sunset, and it doesn't really mean much, truly. And like none of these things are inherently bad, but they're just kind of overdone now, and they just kind of make the internet feel boring when everyone's just kind of doing the same thing and not really like saying anything meaningful or trying to move the culture in like positive ways. So that's why your job as a brand, whether you're a creator, business owner, or creative, is to interrupt the scroll. 4 reasons you're blending in and how to flip it. So here's some reasons that you might be playing it safe, and here's how you can kind of break out of that to find a better version of your brand that's more aligned with you. 1, you're curating instead of creating. So let's be real. Reposting trending sounds, copying carousels, or recreating other creators' edits can feel like a helpful starting point, and for many it is, just to get them creative and just to get them in the habit of creating things. I'm guilty of it myself, but it can also become a crutch. If all your content looks like a Pinterest board or like you're building someone else's brand, it's not your own. So even though you start with it, don't stick with it too long. Here's how you can flip it. Try starting your own series. Think of a topic you care about and show up weekly with your point of view. It doesn't have to go viral, but it just has to be yours and something that you genuinely connect with. The second reason is you're branding for aesthetics and not identity. Aesthetic feeds are gorgeous, but do they feel like you? Many creators get stuck trying to match the vibe of the moment. But when you prioritize being trendy over being honest, you lose what actually makes you sticky, which is your individual story and point of view. So how you can flip this? Ask yourself, what does your brand believe in? If your visuals aren't supporting that belief, it's time to realign. Your style should match your substance. Reason number 3, you're too scared to repel people. Trying to please everyone leads to a watered down version of you, and it's just literally impossible. You're not going to please everyone. I've learned on my own channel, anytime I give my opinion, I will have half the audience completely disagree with me and fight me back on it. And I've learned now to just accept this is the zeitgeist and this is how it works. Brands that try to appeal to everyone appeal to no one. It's actually good to have people disagree with you and create conversation. You don't have to always be right, and you don't always have to please. Having conversations created that maybe you're not even a part of but gets other people talking is really important as well. And let's be real, vanilla does not build connection. Strong opinions, when you share it with intention and not hurtful or trying to hurt someone else or be painful, those strong intentional opinions create emotional glue with your audience. So how you can flip this from being a people pleaser to just, being upfront on your feed is just choose a lane and say what you really think. The right people will resonate harder. The rest, they were never your audience to begin with, or they hate watch you, and let's be real, that's still views. And reason number 4, you haven't named what makes you different, and this is super important when you're trying to build a brand. If you don't know what your unique selling point is or your unique angle, people are going to scroll past. What makes you different from the other person? That's something you really need to know. You can't expect to be memorable if you never defined what sets you apart and you don't even know why you're memorable. How you can flip this is ask 3 people who are close to you or understand you what makes your presence or voice you. You'll probably find a common or reoccurring thread, and that could be your starting point for brand clarity. So now let's look at some creators and public figures who have been really good about creating their own personal brand without blending in, and what we can learn from them. So the first person that comes to mind for me is Jordan the Stallion. His brand is really cool because he's super calm and consistent and informative, but he's still completely hilarious. His come here, camera zoom, deep voice, and absurd life hacks became a signature. It's so simple, but yet so effective. He's not yelling and he's not chasing trends. He's building a loyal audience by being exactly himself, and he started his own trend. Truly, that camera zoom became his thing, and that's what makes it really cool when you just own who you are and not try to become someone you're not. I talk about him a little bit more in my videos, shameless plug. couldn't put it in the top corner, where I talk about how to build a brand when you're a private person. The second creator, one of the biggest ones, of course, Mr. Beast. Love him or not, his content doesn't look or feel like anyone else's. And why that is he reinvests in storytelling, structure, and intensity. He doesn't mimic. He engineers. His brand is high effort generosity meets game show chaos. 3, Kabi Lame. Like, I love this guy because he literally just built a global brand with 0 words. Just silence, facial expressions, and one iconic hand gesture. And his strength is just simplicity. He found a lane no one else was in and owned it without saying a word. Like, come through, king. Another creator that really did a big one was Alex Cooper from Color Daddy. She flipped that like hot girl podcast genre into a global brand by being both unfiltered and highly structured. While other pods mimic each other's flow, Alex uses storytelling, tension, and a clear host identity to anchor her audience. Another big creator is Emma Chamberlain. Few people could turn a video titled "Are You Mad at Me?" into a hilarious hit, but Emma's done it by consistently leading with vulnerability, dry humor, and offbeat editing that feels like a conversation with your weirdest, most stylish friend. And after a brief YouTube hiatus, she returned in 2024 and picked up right where she left off, being authentic, in control, and totally unbothered by internet trends. And beyond content, her brand partnerships like Levi's and Cartier and her Chamberlain coffee prove she's not just relatable, she's bankable. And now looking at Kai Cenat. Kai's chaotic, high-energy streams aren't just entertaining, they're instantly recognizable. He's taken the live stream format and turned it into a world of his own, complete with celebrity cameos, custom setups, and spontaneous viral moments. Where other streamers are more casual, he's built events around his streams. He leans into his personality fully, and that's what makes his brand stick. And looking not necessarily just at a creator, but this is like a little bonus case study, looking at a TikTok series that really broke every what you should do trend or guidelines on TikTok was the "Who Did I Get Married" TikTok series. Like, that broke every rule and won. Like, the series was not polished. It wasn't, when it started, it wasn't trending, and she wasn't even trying to go viral. It was just a woman telling her story, raw, unscripted, vulnerable, no aesthetics, no fancy edits, just her voice, and the truth. And that realness created a whole cultural moment. Like, that's insane. That's so cool. It sparked debates, think pieces, people tuning in like it was a Netflix miniseries. She made content history without following any of the traditional rules. The lesson here is depth beats polish every time. Storytelling will always win. And when you do something real, people will come back, even without a trending sound, a microphone, or any hook line in all caps. Here are 5 quick action items you can do today so you can start standing out better online. Number 1, do a content audit. So look at your last 6 posts. Would you stop and engage with them? If not, what's missing? Is it personality, clarity, voice? Start there and try and figure out how you can make your content more authentically you. 2, identify one thing to amplify. Maybe it's your humor, maybe it's how you explain things, maybe it's your storytelling. Choose the thing people already associate with you and build it into your signature. Like for me, it's explaining things and breaking down huge concept into small actionable things, and I really leaned into that. 3, make a no template post. No trending sounds, no popular formats, no cap cut templates. Just something that comes directly from your voice, your mind, your word. This will test how clear your brand actually is. 4, choose 3 brand words. Pick 3 words you want people to feel when they land on your content and ask yourself, does what I post reflect that consistently? And my last tip for you is name your content archetype. Are you the disruptor, the teacher, the friend? Knowing how your audience sees you help you lean into that role and not question it. Another plug here, you can check out my 10 archetypes of pop stars video to get inspired by your favorite celebs on what archetype might fit you. So in conclusion, you don't have to be louder, glossier, or trendier to stand out. You just have to be more authentically you. And that's the real flags. That's the real brand. So please leave a comment below and tell me, what's one thing you are going to let go of that you're currently doing just to fit in online? And what's one thing you're ready to double down on that's actually you? And don't forget, of course, like, comment, subscribe, all the beautiful things. And if you want more videos like this, you can check out my Branding Basics playlist. And of course, please, if you're interested, join Marketeer's Manual newsletter so you can get more weekly strategies into your inbox. Catch the audio version of this on Spotify. And if you've been liking my content, you can also buy me a coffee. It's in the description below. And of course, share this with a friend who is in brand decision paralysis and needs some Ana the Marketeer in their strategy. Until next time, marketeers, stay different, stay iconic, and most importantly, stay real.